May your mornings always be golden. Cookery in Ireland AM brought to you by Kerrygold.
Hello, you are very welcome back. It's 9:37. The Leaving started 7 minutes ago. The best of luck to everybody. It's late now, but if you're watching this,
hope it all goes well over the next few weeks. Yeah. Now they say you can't improve on perfection, but Paul Knapp is going to give it a go this morning.
So while they are doing the Leaving Cert, we are having pancakes with a tiramisu twist. Good morning to you, Paul.
A little pick you up.
They look divine.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
really good.
And what people can't see is that there's a little bit missing at the back, isn't there?
Stop.
And there'll be a little bit more in a minute.
Hurry up.
I said you can't put them down in front of us and not expect us to have a little
If I don't
bit
get a wiggle on. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make the pancakes. So what you've got is, instead of like the tiramisu, the sponge and stuff like that, we're doing a quick version, which is just making some pancakes, okay? So we're making the American fluffy style pancake. All of the recipes up on Ireland AM socials, as well as the Virgin Media player, right? So it's really, really simple. I've got 250 grams of flour. I've got 3 tablespoons of icing sugar and 2 tablespoons of baking powder, and a little pinch of salt goes into there like so. So that's our dry ingredients, okay? And I just give that a little stir together like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make like the wet part of it. So the wet part of it is just an oat milk. So you can use soya, you can use whatever, but it's all plant-based, a plant-based milk. So I'm going to put some of that in there. It's about 420 millilitres. And I'm going to pop in there as well I'm going to put in there is a little bit of maple syrup, just to sweeten that up ever so slightly. Yeah. And then we're going to put in there some apple cider vinegar. So that's going to create like that, like that buttermilk kind of a vibe, okay? So we're going to do that. And again, you'd want to leave that just for a few minutes, because what it'll do is it'll start to kind of curdle ever so slightly, start to thicken ever so slightly as well, okay? So then what we would do is we put that into there, we put the wet stuff into the dry stuff like so, and we bring that together like this, all right? Now what I'm going to say is that once we've mixed this together, what's going to happen is the acid from the apple cider vinegar is going to mix with the baking powder, and what's going to do is it's going to start to cause like little bubbles. It's going to kind of like give off some gas, and that then in itself is what gives the pancake its aerated mix. So we mix that together like so. So it's kind of like the ribbon stage, it's quite thick. Right. And then you want to leave it for about 5 minutes or so. And what you can start to see is you can start to see that the bubbles are starting to come out. It's starting to like ferment and stuff, okay? So into a pan, and I use, these cups, the measuring cups, all right?
All right.
So I use one of these and I just half fill it. So that's the full cup and I half fill it. So you can actually see it's almost like mousse-like when it goes in, okay? So that goes in there, that's quite thick. Now, you don't want it on too high a heat, all right? This mixture will give us probably about 9 pancakes of about that size, or about 4 big ones if you want to make bigger ones for the kids, okay? Nice. So it leaves it in there. Don't have it too hot, because if you have it too hot, what you've got is you've got the sugar that's in the mix. So what's going to happen, it's going to caramelise and burn quite quickly, whereas a crepe, you can lob it quite...
it won't be cooked inside.
Exactly, it's just going to burn, and then like that's how my mum cooks.
I always have to discard the first one. Well,
the dogs love it when we cook pancakes, because the dogs just look in there saying, you're going to give us another one. Like, So we'll leave that. That takes sort of like about 2 or 3 minutes to cook, okay? And I say that makes about 9, and you can just build up your stack and build up your stack and build up your stack. So you get these lovely aerated, and they need to be cooled down before you compile that, because what's going to happen is you're going to start to melt the kind of the tiramisu mix, okay? So our tiramisu mix, really, really simple, really straightforward. What we've got is we've got our icing sugar, we've got our cream cheese, our plant-based cream cheese, okay? We're going to put in there as well, there's a little bit of cinnamon goes in, like so, and a little bit of, again, our vanilla bean paste goes in like so, and we just bring all of that together really, really quickly, like this. And you can see this pancake here, it's just starting to bubble.
Okay, so that's when you kind of know when you see the bubbles coming through.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So we bring all this together, like so, okay? It comes together really, really quickly. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop in there some whipped cream. So I've got some plant-based whipped cream, which goes into here. So we can turn that down and we can turn that off. And then all we do...
And do you lump it all in together?
All goes in together, and then you can just chuck it all in together, because it's going to kind of be like that. I suppose that mascarpone is what we're trying to get. So we're going to put this into here like so. And then all we do is we compile those pancakes. So we're going to soak those pancakes very quickly in our a coffee mix. So I'm using a alcohol-free coffee liqueur for this one, okay? So you can put them into Kahlua if you wanted to. You can put them into other bits and pieces. So all we do is we bring all this together. So like, typically you put like your lady fingers, which is the sponge that you would use.
Right.
You marinate them, or you just literally just put them into your coffee mixture, okay? So what we've got here, just turn that off there.
You're going to put the pancakes into your...
So what we do is we get our pancake like so.
You
soak them in this like so, excuse fingers, and we pop them onto the plate like that. So this is why they have to be cool for this mixture, because if it's too hot, and these are a little bit like, like the rich tea biscuits, when you put them into your cup of tea. Like if you leave them in there too long, it just goes blop, and just all falls apart. So with these are a little bit kind of volatile, so they just need a little kind of soaking in like this.
To be fair, because I had one of these in the break, and You just, instead of making it like a sandwich, I just had the pancake with the filling on top.
Absolutely,
and it's delicious as well.
So all we do is we pop in a little bit of our kind of fake mascarpone.
Like the kind of the chocolate coating and strawberries.
And then we put our other little bit on top like so. Then all we're going to do is we're going to pop our little lids on this like this. They're really easy. Once you've got everything kind of together, it's really, really simple and really easy to do. Pop that on there like that.
Soaked up the booze, didn't it?
Well, this was the alcohol-free one, do you know what I mean? Because I thought about like people driving back at 9:30 this morning, being pulled over by the guard, saying, "Well, you're drinking?" Say, "No, I ate 4 pancakes."
It's tiramisu, guards. It's tiramisu.
Yep. And then that goes on there like so.
Look at that.
Like that. And then what we're going to do is just going to finish that with a little dusting of the cocoa powder. And if you wanted to, you can finish that also as well with, you know, like a little bit of grated chocolate. That pancake mix in itself, right? You can basically use it for any kind of like light style fluffy pancake that you wanted to do. So just finish that with a little bit of grated chocolate. I spilled a little bit of tiramisu on the side, but that's because I'm under pressure. And if you want to just put a little conscience easer on top of that like that, just to make yourself feel better about yourself.
A bit of fruit, of course.
Yeah, a bit of fruit. And there you go.
Well, we've tried it already and it's absolutely delicious. It really is. It's gorgeous.
It's really simple and really easy to put together. Okay.
Really good.
Yeah.
Pancakes in the morning, can't go wrong.
Can't do it. Paul, thank you so much.
You're more than welcome,
That's great.
Thank you, Paul.
And if you want to rewatch Paul's recipe, you can watch back. When you sign on to the Virgin Media Play, you can just scan the QR code there on the screen and register.
Absolutely right. Coming up after the break, the UK comedian Paul Chowdhury is going to join us for a chat. We'll see you back here shortly.
May your mornings always be golden. Cookery in Ireland AM brought to you by Kerrygold.